Welcome back, folks, and thanks for sticking with us this Sunday morning. Well, up next, we are talking to Sanjuana Zavala, who is the marketing manager for Sea Turtle Inc. Thank you so much for making the trip out to Weslaco and joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So I know that Sea Turtle Inc. is quite a gem in the Rio Grande Valley, and I know a lot of people just rant and rave about it. But for those who might not be familiar with it, tell us a little bit about what you all do over there.
Yeah, so we are a nonprofit organization that started off in 1977. So a little over 40 years we've been here in the Valley by a little lady. Her name was Isla Fox Fletcher. So she started her Sea Turtle Inc., early years behind her backyard in her home on South Padre Island. So she found an injured turtle, wanted to do something about it because she was such a caring, loving lady. Saw that there was no help for sea turtles. So she, as a strong lady and very hardworking, wanted to do something about it. So she decided to bring all these sea turtles in that she found injured because, as a local, you walking down the beach, that's your backyard, so you want to protect it. So that's what she did. So once in 1977, people started figuring out, hey, this lady has sea turtles and she's taking care of them. What's going on back there? So that's how she started welcoming people into her home. She started talking to them about sea turtles and their anatomy and their science and what she's learning as she's doing this. So a lot of that grassroots came from her. Once that tradition started of people coming to see her, we moved in 1999 to our permanent place on Padre Boulevard, and we've been here ever since. So we still do things how she does, turtle talks, not in her living room anymore, but we have a big auditorium that we welcome everyone to come and visit us and learn more about sea turtles. We're still working hospital. Now we have a full-time rehab staff. Before it was just her and her loving volunteers that did all the work. But now we have over 30 staff members that do it, and we're still a nonprofit. We welcome any donations, grants, and anyone in the Valley or anyone in the world that wants to come and see sea turtles and learn more about them. So here we are now.
Wonderful. That's quite a story. In your time working with Sea Turtle Inc., what is something maybe that you found most fascinating or something that kind of just took you aback a little bit about researching or just a fact about it?
How they're, aside from the fact that, they're pretty magical. Once you look at them, they're swimming, they're eating, and you get to see them every day. I go to work and I see them and they get fed. But you realize how one species or one animal is so important to the whole world, to the whole ecosystem. So, green sea turtles, we find them at the island a lot on the bay. The big body of water that you cross the island to, that's the bay. A lot of Atlantic greens live there from 4 pounds to 12 pounds until they reach sexual maturity and they go out into the big blue ocean and start having their own families, how we tell our kids. But they're we call them the lawnmowers, the grass feeders of the ocean. If we didn't have Atlantic green sea turtles, if we didn't have that species to eat all our seagrasses and eat all our seaweed and all those good greens out in the ocean, there wouldn't be an animal to be keeping up our ecosystem down there. So sea turtles are very vital to our ocean, and not just to our ocean, but to where we call home, which is the Valley. So everything is important here, so we need to protect it.
Most definitely, and I think it's great. I think it's quite an initiative that a lot of the Rio Grande Valley themselves has taken upon themselves to really do their part for these sea turtles and to kind of make sure that they are protected, and when they are on the island at any point and they see something, they make sure to leave it alone, or they let somebody know, or they make sure to give a call to you all who know exactly what to do in that kind of scenario, which I think is wonderful that, we all care enough to want to protect this living being and kind of make sure that they stay safe. So I think it's magical, truly, as you had said. I have to imagine that when, you get different classrooms in there and kids, that they really are just wowed by the whole experience.
Oh, of course. Now that we opened our education center about 2 years ago, it was a $6 million, feat, that we had to raise all this money in our capital campaign. And you get so caught up into the work that, we need to raise this money, we have to open this building, you forget sometimes, doing all this good work, why we're doing this or who we're doing this to. too. So when we see these kindergartners, these first graders, even these ninth graders that come in during our field trip season or sometimes year round, even during our virtual field trips, because we also do virtual field trips where anyone in the world can say, hey, I want to see a sea turtle, and we have an educator for that.
Wow.
That will show them a sea turtle through their videos and through internet. To see their look of their eyes and their sparkle and their smile, you know, oh my God, that is humongous. Like, what is that? That's a sea turtle, you know. Many of the times, it's the very first time they've ever seen a sea turtle in their life. So it's pretty amazing to be able to share that memory with them and that experience as a staff member, as a volunteer at Sea Turtle Inc. It's a very rewarding feeling because years later, now that I'm seeing, you know, that I've been working there for a while, I see those parents, there's dads, moms that come up to me and say, hey, when I was 8, my mom took me to see Isla in her backyard, and now I'm bringing my kids to Sea Turtle Inc.
Wow.
So it's amazing that this nonprofit, so loved by the Valley, gets to now be part of a family tradition, and we hope to be here for a very long time.
Of course, of course. And you were mentioning to me that you are open 364 days out of the year. So you were just closed this past Wednesday for Christmas. But every other day you're open, you're ready for business, and you're ready to show the community all about sea turtles. So if you're interested in going at any point, definitely go and stop and give them a visit. Now, do they have to call ahead or anything to schedule a visit? Or is it just with a group
we
of
just
friends,
do prefer for groups larger than 15 or school trips to college, you know, just for us to get ready. But we do open at 10 a.m. And also we have a great family membership for, you know, 4 people, $50, come in all year round, as many times as you want. If you want to come 364 days a year, you can come, and it's a great bargain for those families that, you know, want to take a day trip to the island and, you know, want to take an hour-and-a-half trip to Sea Turtle Inc. and just look at the turtles and talk to us and ask questions and things like that. You know, we love to speak to people and love to share what we know. So we're excited.
I think that's great because it shows how passionate you all really are. I have never heard from anybody who has gone to Sea Turtle Inc. that they've regretted it any which way. I know that they've all come across it in some form or another, in some different way, and said, oh, let's stop in, or they're walking by and they've heard of it or they've seen of it. And every time I've heard different stories that it's just wonderful, and they are so amazed by it, and they recommend it to everyone, always, 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 always. And then they want to go and visit more and more as well. So I think it's something that is really great and something that we have right here in the Rio Grande Valley. And it gives you something else to do on the island that is really fun, educational, and you get to learn a little bit about something.
And it's so special. A lot of Valley parents are always looking for that, something different, something to take their children to, but they still get to learn. You know, that's kind of like the trend now these days. They need to learn something, you know? So it's pretty cool to be that space where, you know, we can welcome everyone, any family, you know, grandparents, parents, you know, we any walks of life can come in there and relate at some point to a sea turtle or to what they've learned there. So we love to have everyone, and since we're open every year long, there's certain seasons to us. Like in the summer, we have our hatchlings, so we have our hatchling releases. So you'll see us more on the beach. You know, when it's winter, we're inside. You know, we're welcoming people, and we're getting warm, and we're taking care of our turtles. So we love to see everyone. We have a gift shop, you know, if you want to shop something different. And I love to see the kids when they come back. They go to a field trip and then they bring back their parents in the summer saying,
they want to come.
Yeah, this is the leatherback, or this is the green turtle. And I like them to see how they soak it all in, and they remember. They do remember.
That's amazing. Well, that's really wonderful. Folks, if you want to go ahead and give them a visit, they are over on South Padre Island. And what's the address one more time?
6617 Padre Boulevard.
Padre Boulevard, folks. So make sure to go on and take a visit. They're open 364 days out of the year. So you just missed their one day that they were closed. So don't worry. Any day you go, they're going to be open. And you'll meet folks like San Juana here who are really passionate and really excited to tell you about sea turtles and help you learn something new, which everybody can enjoy doing every single day. I want to thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And making the trip and chatting with us. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, folks, when we come back, we are talking to the folks about Capable Kids Foundation, so stick with us.